Today's workout is geared towards your lower half. I'm going to show you 3 different exercises and then put those exercises together to form an awesome workout, a tremendous workout that's really going to help you tone and tighten up your legs. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take you through the video demonstrations of each of the movements. The movements can be modified and increased with difficulty by adding weight, and I'll show you how to use weights. All you need is kettlebells, a couple kettlebells or a couple dumbbells, just to increase the difficulty of each one of these movements. So I'm going to show you all 3 movements, and then we'll put them together for an awesome workout. All right, so the first movement I want to instruct and show you is what's called the lunge. The lunge can be done with or without weight. The first way I'm going to show you is with weight. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to get kettlebells or dumbbells, anything where you could get 2 matching weights to work out. So right here is I have 2 kettlebells. What you're going to want to do with those weights is you're going to want to bring them up to your chest, keep your elbows tight to your body, and try to position the weights where they're as close to your body as you possibly can. So from the side, you can see how extremely close these weights are to my body. Your elbows super tight. You don't want your elbows to be way out here. We just want to keep the weight in a nice rack position that's comfortable for us to support it. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to step my leg out and essentially drop my back knee to the ground. So it looks like this. I step, lunge down with my knee touching the ground. Now the important thing to realize is that my torso remains completely vertical. So what I don't want you to do is I don't want you to lunge down and lean forward and bend at the hip. So make sure that as you're lunging down, your torso upright and vertical. That would be a lunge. Now without weight, simply drop the weight down, and again, step, keep your torso upright and vertical, knee to the ground, and then return back. Now as I'm stepping out, what I'm doing is I'm pushing off from my heel with the foot that's forward. Now don't try to stand up from your toe with the forward heel. Make sure you push your heel through the ground. So again, one more time, I step out, I lunge my knee to the ground, and I return back by pressing my heel through the floor. That's a lunge. The next movement I'm going to show you is what's called a squat. Now the squat is simply down and standing up. Now for beginners, a really good way to start with squats is to actually get a chair and put a chair behind you. Now if you're a little bit more advanced, I'm going to show you exactly how you're going to squat. So first thing, feet position, a little bit outside the shoulders. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep my lower back very, very tight and engaged, keep my chest up nice and high. I want to maintain as vertical as a torso as I possibly can. So just like with the lunges, I don't want to drop my chest down. So as I squat down, my weight's back on my heels. I'm looking at about 60-40 heels to toes, chest up nice and high, lower back arched and tight. And as I sit down, I'm going to drop my hips back and down instead of just straight down. So a squat is going to look like this. As I drop down, I raise my hands up to keep my torso upright and vertical. My hip breaks to parallel, and then I return back up. So again, things I want to avoid is I don't want my chest to drop forward and round my back off. That's not a good squat. So you want to keep your torso upright and vertical as you possibly can as you squat down. And then return back up. Same thing as with the lunge, we want to return and forward force, push down with our heels. So I really want to engage the rear part of my legs, and this is really what's going to help tone and tighten your hamstrings and your glutes if you engage your posterior chain. So I want to dig my heels into the ground as I push up. So once again, I drop down in the squat, and I return, pushing my heels to the ground. Now if you want to add weight to this movement, essentially grab those weights, and you return to that same racked position. Hands, elbows tight, hands together, and I'm going to go through the squat. That's a squat. The last motion I'm going to show you will require a little bit of weight. So you'll either need a pair of dumbbells or a pair of kettlebells. It's what's called a deadlift. Now the deadlift, what we're going to do is we're going to place both weights at our side. To approach the weight, what I want to do, I want to keep my lower back arched and tight. And I'm going to do is I'm going to fold down at my hips till my hands touch the top part of my kneecap. Once my hands touch the top part of my kneecap, and notice my back position is going to stay at this degree angle, I'm going to bend at my knees and receive the weight. So again, one more time, tighten my lower back is arched, feet are underneath my hips, fold at the hips, hands touch the top part of my knees, and then I bend my knees down and receive the weights. This is the starting point of the deadlift. All I'll do is I'll stand up and then return the same way that I came up. Return the weights all the way to the ground and stand up. So with the deadlift, I'm really feeling this back in my hamstrings as well as in my little bit of my lower back and my glutes. So keeping your weight back on your heels, you want to engage again that posterior chain, digging those heels into the ground, okay? So the deadlift, like I said, does require a little bit of weight. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put together an awesome workout for you. This workout should take you about 10 minutes maximum, and it's simply putting these 3 movements together in what's called a ladder. We're going to start off with 10 reps of lunges, then 10 squats, then 10 deadlifts, then 9 lunges, 9 squats, 9 deadlifts, all the way down to 1 squat or 1 lunge, 1 deadlift, or 1 squat, 1 deadlift, okay? So again, I know I got the order all screwed up there at the end, but we'll start off with lunges, then we'll go into squats, then we'll do deadlifts. So 10 lunges, 10 squats, 10 deadlifts, 9, 9, 9, so on and so forth, all the way down to 1 as fast as you possibly can. You should get a very good cardio workout here, so you don't really want to take rest. You want to work as hard as you possibly can while maintaining good form. So a good idea is to practice the movements in front of a mirror or have a friend, somebody watch, just to make sure that you're echoing all my movements as I do it here. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through a full round and show you a full round. I'll actually do 2 rounds for you, just show you how you want to seamlessly move from one exercise to the next. All right? So hold tight, check this out. Whew. So just after 2 rounds, my heart rate is already elevated, and I can feel that burn in my legs. So what I should do is give this workout a try. And again, as you add weight, that'll increase difficulty, which will also increase the burn. So give it a try. Let me know what you think.